So I stumbled on an article by PC Gamer that a player had refunded their copy of Battlefield 6 after 470 hours. And I wanted to talk about it. I have had an excruciatingly long day. It's barely ending now. I'm very tired, but I thought I'd just shoot from the cuff on this one. I thought about this on my drive home and just kind of the things that it implies for developers, for the consumer. And I'm very pro-consumer, but I'm very wish-washy about this. I don't really know how to feel. I am hot off the tail end of the Gears beta this weekend, which was actually really good, other than a couple complaints, very few minor things. I thought it was incredibly good. Maybe I'll rant about it sometime, but it's still solid game. Absolutely worth it. Anyways, so claim is, in the article by PC Gamer, Ted Litchfield, who wrote the article, is claiming from a Reddit post, PC Gamer to Reddit, that a Steam user was able to refund their premium edition of Battlefield after 470 hours. Now, they refunded it because Battlefield removed the rush game type, which I would also be really upset about, but it kind of raises these questions that I have, especially being such a pro-consumer, pro-player kind of person. It raises so many questions of like, is this okay? Should somebody be able to refund their game after 470 hours? Generally, I am all about the player. They're the only reason your companies are alive half the time is because you're making games for the players. So in the end, I hate to say that the customer is always right because that's not true. For the most part, the players should be always right, at least the mass majority of your player base, because you are making the game or your games for these players. So is the player right in this? Well, let's talk about it. So on one hand, we have the player, and on the other, we have the developer. And in this case, who is right? Being pro-consumer, I generally will lean towards the players that, hey, you got wronged, especially in the world that we live in with the developers that we live in. Generally, the developer is in the wrong. They're constantly screwing over players. I mean, we've seen games get removed. We've seen features get removed. So it makes sense that we would want to support the players, especially from a company by EA, which has been nothing but absolutely dog shit with the very few single-player title games that have been good. In the last 10 years, them and Ubisoft have been absolutely trash. So why do I kind of lean towards the developer on this one? Ooh. Now, whether it's true or not that he actually got his money back, we don't know, but we're going to assume that it is. He posted some screenshots of his Steam wallet, which shows that there was a refund process for Battlefield. Of course, in this day and age, you can fake literally anything, so we don't really know if it's true. But let's just assume, for the sake of argument, for the sake of this conversation, let's assume that it is true. He got his money back after 470 hours. Let's assume that it is true. Should that be okay? Because Steam's policy is what, 2 hours or 2 weeks? So if you have 2 hours of gameplay, over 2 hours of gameplay, generally you can't refund it. If it's been longer than 2 weeks, generally you can't refund it. And I think that's okay for the most part, with some minor exceptions. I think for the most part, that is okay. Because after 2 hours, you've kind of already enjoyed the game. You've played the game and maybe it wasn't for you. Does that mean you should get your money back? I don't know, because you go to a movie and you sit through the entire movie, generally you're not going to get your money back because you watched the movie. You go to a restaurant, you eat your entire food, you're not going to get your money back because you ate your whole meal. So it's kind of this weird thing where generally if you didn't enjoy it and you left before you finished it or you didn't complete it, you're gonna get your money back because it just wasn't for you, you didn't like it, whatever reason. But we have a very unique case where this dude got his money back after 470 hours. Now, we're mad at the developers, we're generally mad at the developers, but this dude more than enjoyed his game. He enjoyed 470 hours of it, which I think you got your money's worth out of it, and if the developers change something, you need to take it up with them. I personally don't think you should have gotten your money back. You enjoyed the game. You enjoyed the game to the full extent. In a world where we're mad at developers for laying off workers, a situation like this justifies those layoffs. because we're taking money back from the developer because we're unhappy with something that they did. And those developers have to get that money somewhere. You've already paid it. 470 hours is what, like several months of gameplay. For a casual gamer, if you played the game 2 hours a day, that would equate to 7, nearly 8 months. 4 hours a day, 4 months. So you got your money's worth out of this game. You've been playing it nonstop since it released. I don't think you should have gotten your money back. I really don't. I think that just establishes bad behavior. I mean, if you're mad at the developers for removing Rush, I get it. I would be absolutely fucking pissed. But you should do something else. You should Steam review bomb. You should protest the developers. You should email the developers, take it up with the other players kind of thing, and build a community of people that can voice this concern. But refunding your game, I think, establishes a bad precedent with other players, because now imagine if 100,000 people went and refunded their copy of Battlefield 6 months later after 500,000 hours, whatever hours, and it was allowed. Well, all that money that they earned, all those dev teams that worked so hard, well, now they're gonna have to let them go, because it's like, well, we can no longer pay you guys the money we earned from the game. We now have to give back to the players. And I don't think that's okay. I think that's a really bad, really, really, really bad standard that can be set. Now, looking into it, I think Steam is denying, according to the Reddit post, Steam is denying some of the other refunds. So maybe this dude was just a very lucky user case that happened to get the refund through. And you know what, bravo for him. But I still don't think it's okay that he was able to get his money back. From the developer standpoint, from an indie developer standpoint, that's scary. There's already horror stories of people making indie games that are barely 2 hours long, and players are rushing and beating their game and then they're immediately refunding it, which I don't think is okay. You're kind of screwing over the smaller guys. It kind of sucks when these small developers worked really hard on a game and it barely hit the minimum 2 hours or barely below. And you have these players completing their games and then refunding it. And it's like, you enjoyed the product, but you got your money back. That is not fair to the developers. So even in a AAA environment, I am sticking up for the developers on this one. I don't think you should be able to refund your game after that many hours. I feel like where it could be tweaked is if you had some kind of early access thing where it was like, well, we promised you that we would release the game in the next 6 months. So until that time, it's in early access. So it's going to be buggy. It's going to have glitches. You're going to have lots of disconnects. We may remove game types. And so let's say after the 6 months, their schedule got pushed back. Well, the 6 months ended up being a year. I think then it's justified to say, well, you didn't stick to your timeline. I committed to your 6 month schedule. I gave you your money and you guys dropped the ball. I feel like that's justified. But this was released as a complete game with complete features. I don't really know if you would consider this a live service game. I don't know. Not really, but kind of, because they're constantly updating it and they're doing stuff based on the players. So slightly live service, not really. Either way, the developers made a change to their game and you were unhappy with it. I don't think that justifies you getting your money back. Just stop playing the game. And I know that sucks, especially being such a big Battlefield 6 enjoyer. It sucks to just be like, you know what, you guys changed the game and now I'm pissed. I can no longer play. What do you want me to do? You want me to just stop playing? There's been many times where in the middle of a Dota season, they'll make a really stupid fucking change. And my dumbass continues to play. I bitch about it the entire time. Sadly, it is a free-to-play game, so I can't get my money back. And I have well over 500 hours in that game. Well over 500. It's a really weird stance. It's a really weird situation to be in, because I want to support people. I want to support the consumers, especially in the video game world, and especially against these big developers. But I feel like this is a situation where the player abused the developer and they came out ahead, which, you know, is, oh, it's one player. Okay, whatever. What's $100 to a game that sold, what, 200,000, 400,000 tons of copies? Like, it's a drop in the bucket. It's a nothing burger. But again, the the standard, the precedent that sets for everybody else, for other developers, I think is really bad. Because then what's to stop the next wave of people refunding a game after 50 hours, after 60, especially for smaller guys? Again, this doesn't really hurt the big companies. This hurts the smaller guys if it goes through with more serious stuff. It's gonna hurt the people like me, it's gonna hurt the people like you, it's gonna hurt the other small teams that are mom and pop shop, because we can't fight that. We can't fight Steam. EA can fight Steam. EA can revert this or whatever they want to do. We can't. And it just, if that becomes the new norm, that's just really bad. That just, you guys get to enjoy an entire game and then refund it. Now imagine if you could do this at GameStop. I mean, the policy at GameStop was once you open the game, you couldn't return it. Once it was open, you're done, especially because of copying games at the time. But once you opened that game, it was considered played. We didn't care. You opened it, it's yours. Now you can trade it in and you're gonna get screwed over to the moon and back, but it's yours regardless. So imagine being able to play an entire game and then refunding your money. Now that would be a good world in theory, because now we can go play any game and we can get our money back. So you can just constantly keep changing games, and it's like, oh, well, all I had to do was technically put $60 down, but I get the $60 back. Ugh. Imagine a world where games were $60. But imagine putting that $60 down, getting the $60 back, and then just constantly keep doing that. Developers would make no money. The industry would be on fire even more. And the industry is already on fire. We're already shutting down studios for absolutely no fucking reason. Just imagine the world where that would be the case. I mean, the industry, the AAA industry is already on fire. People are getting laid off left and right. And this feels so wrong from a consumer standpoint. Again, my stance is you thoroughly enjoyed the product. If you didn't, you wouldn't have had 470 hours. If I didn't enjoy Dota, I wouldn't have the ton of hours that I have. If I didn't enjoy all these other games, I wouldn't have the tons of hours. I couldn't find myself to go and request a refund from a game like that. If I go watch a movie, if I go to the movies and I watch the entire movie, I could not find myself going up, especially if it was a movie that I sucked. I could not find myself going up to management and saying, this movie sucked, I want my money back, or you guys, I didn't like the way the credits rolled, or the lights came on too quick, which kind of seems like that's very similar to this. Now, the developers made a big change to their game, so is it justified? I don't feel like it is. I really don't feel like it is. I've played tons of multiplayer games where halfway through a game, months and months and months of playing, especially in the Halo days, they would make a change to one of the game modes. It's like, I didn't want you guys to add territories to Halo. I wanted to just play capture the flag, but I didn't go and try to return my copy of Halo 2. Like, I sucked it up and I kept playing the game. I just feel like this establishes such bad behavior. Again, good on the guy. Good on the guy. You gotta win. Everybody deserves a win every once in a while. You gotta win in, and kudos to you for getting it in. But I really hope that this doesn't snowball for other people and people are able to get their money back after tons and tons of hours played. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't know. I don't think it's okay. Anyways, I saw this article. I wanted to talk about it. Hot off the press. Do you think you should be able to get a Steam refund after 400 hours of gameplay? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because this is something else. So anyways, that's it. That's all I got. We will see you guys in the next one.